Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Sunyavadi Paschachadesha Tarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So I was going to read a little bit from this nice book by Mother Mula Prakriti about Srila Prabhupada, his pastimes and his interactions with his godbrothers and other saintly souls before he came to America. And it gives quite a nice detail for how elevated Srila Prabhupada is, and how much he was appreciated even before he left for America. As a preliminary, I wanted to mention that sometimes devotees ask, where were you when you heard about Srila Prabhupada had left this world? So I was on traveling Sankirtan in Northern Ireland. There's a seacoast town called Larne. And it wasn't November, mid-November, not the best time of year there. We had just driven into the town. We had these kind of mail vans that we could fit in all our books and paraphernalia, and we could actually sleep in the vans and have our morning program within the vans. So generally we drove into town while we sang Mangala Arati. Sorry. Okay. And then we had our morning program, cooked our prasadam, and then we went out on the streets. Unfortunately, one devotee decided that he would go and wash his plate outside after he had breakfast, still wearing his devotional paraphernalia, his bright orange dhoti and kurta, and one rather observant policeman saw it, promptly came up and asked us to leave town. So I went to call in our scores from the previous week, and Amita Das, he was receiving the scores, he told me that we should come back to Bhaktivedanta Manor because Srila Prabhupada had left this world. So that was the instances. What I'd like to read about is a very nice interlude with Professor O.B.L. Kapoor, one of Srila Prabhupada's godbrothers, who very much appreciated Srila Prabhupada and his Krishna consciousness efforts of helping the world, and who had quite a nice history with Srila Prabhupada. Dr. O.B.L. Kapoor. Dr. O.B.L. Kapoor, who since the time of this interview has passed away, was a disciple of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. He was initiated in 1931. Quote, I met Abhay Charanarvinda Prabhu, Srila Prabhupada, for the first time in 1932, while we were both in Allahabad. We used to go to the Rupa Gaudiya Math, which was in the South Pulaka area, to attend bhajan and kirtan. When I saw him there for the first time, he was playing mridanga in the kirtan. One day we were introduced to each other. We became good friends and would often meet out at the mat, in fact, almost every day. Besides being there, sometimes he came to my place where we would discuss Hari Katha and its application. I valued him very much in my life. Quote, at that time, I didn't have a guru yet. I just passed out of the university, earning my MA. I was much younger than he, and that's why I would call him Abai Da, respected elder brother. He helped and encouraged me in Krishna consciousness. Atulananda Brahmachari was also there during that time. And he was also a close associate of Abai Das, being the manager of the mat. I remember that although Abai Da was a householder and had responsibilities of job and family, still he performed so much service for the temple, giving classes, kirtans, and preaching programs. Quote, we were both initiated by Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur. Acharya Prabhu took Diksha at Sri Rupa Gaudiya Mat in 1933, after waiting over 10 years to do so. We would often talk about our Gurudev, as disciples do. He was extremely dedicated to him. He told me many times that Gurudev had ordered him to preach in the West. He would often mention this with grave seriousness. At that time in Allahabad, he appeared to be a humble, ordinary devotee. He treated me just as a good friend. Quote, he was a chemist. He used to sell medicines, and sometimes he would manufacture various original formulas. So Prabhupada wasn't just a pill pusher. He also made his own medication. When he developed some tonic, he would offer it to me to sample. Once he had a tonic for brain concentration, which he suggested I use during my examinations in school. I did so, and it was quite successful. I said, Abai Da, I am happy you gave me this tonic, but why don't you give me the tonic that you use yourself? Which tonic is that? He asked. I replied, the tonic that helps you to be such an advanced Vaishnav, to give such wonderful Hari Katha and Sankirtan, the tonic of Krishna Prema, which you use secretly. In a humble way, he smiled and said, oh, I am working on that, but have not yet been able to procure it. He was indeed a very deep and sweet Vaishnav, even then. But later he said one thing, which was an indication of his future plans for service to our Gurudev. He said, quote, about that tonic we used to discuss. I've not been able to manufacture that tonic, but I do know the formula. I said, please let me know the formula if it is not a secret. At that time he said, this is the formula. Trinadapi Sanichena, Tarorapi Sahishna, Amanina Manadena. Kirtaniya Sadahari. It's not a secret. Someday soon I will preach it all over the world. That was 60 years ago. But it indicated how he always had a definite plan. That fortnight proved to be very accurate. Once I went with Srila Prabhupada Bhaktisiddhanta to have some darshan of the Thakurs of the Gokulananda temple. The samadhi of Lokanath Goswami is there. Abhay Baba was there, and as I recall, he bent down, and Gurudev also bent down, paying dandavats. I could see tears in the eyes of Guru Maharaj and also in Abhay Das' eyes, because when he got up, he was wiping away many tears with his hand. So something touched him so at the samadhi of Lokanath Goswami in the close company of our Guru Dev. I left Allahabad and we were long separated. Much later he took sannyas and went on with his preaching. We had not met for a long time, and then 30 years later we met again when I saw him in the Radha Damodar temple after he had become famous. Immediately he greeted me affectionately without pretense. Though he was surrounded by his Western disciples, he introduced me with honor and brought me into his room to speak confidentially about all we had missed in those years apart. He did not usually accept private invitations for lunch and so on, but once I invited him and he readily accepted. He came to my home and took prasadam. He came with one of his disciples, his secretary. He liked the menu very much, and he said to my wife, quote, "You are a very good cook." Then he began to discuss very knowledgeably about how everything was cooked. He was so kind and affectionate in his dealings with us. I saw Srila Swami Maharaj with some of our godbrothers occasionally. Srila Sridhar Maharaj twice at least. Swami Maharaj was close to Bhakti Saranga Goswami Maharaj and Keshava Maharaj, Krishnadas Babaji Maharaj, Narayan Maharaj, and others. I saw that generally his godbrothers were happy about Swami Maharaj's preaching around the world. Especially, they extend gratitude for the work that he has done. That is the supreme benefit. Swami Maharaj asked me to go with him to preach in the West and also in India. But I was not meant for that life. Our Gurudev asked me to serve the devotees by writing books. Srila Gurudev stressed it to be of more importance for me than life. These books are the moving drums, Brihad Mridanga. I dedicated my life to this service and did whatever I could. Swami Maharaj requested, quote, "I would be very happy if you joined us." And later on, he also tried to persuade me to accept the headmastership of his boys' school in Vrindavan. But I said that I was sorry. I was too busy with other service and didn't have time to do that. I was really busy writing books, and that was what our Prabhupada had asked me to do. So I had to write back to him and refuse. He liked my writing very much and insisted that I should write articles for the Back to Godhead magazine. I have one of his letters now with me, wherein he said that this is first-class writing. He would often write to me, quote, This is something he's written. I noticed that he was critical of those people who prematurely stress Astayama Lila, 24 hours remembering Lila. I recollect this. My Prabhupada also never encouraged this for beginners. He spoke against it saying, Bhajana Kirtana. Kirtana Nama Yoga shall itself bring Leela to you. Do not try to imagine supernatural things. You go on doing japa, and japa will reveal everything. Generally, a devotee doesn't want to talk about experiencing these inner things with other people unless one is very close and is in the same line. As far as I can recall, he didn't reveal or say anything specific about these inner experiences to me. But I felt sure he was receiving great mercy and connection. He used to do a lot of japa. That I saw. I feel certain he completed 1,64 rounds daily, always, for all the years that I knew him. Chanting with or without beads, he would constantly be chanting. A few days before his disappearance, he was lying on his bed in Vrindavan, and I was sitting close to him. He was very beautiful then, very full of devotional sentiments. I know how Srila Swami Maharaj had great humility, because he softly said to me in a choked voice with tears in his eyes, Amar Prarthana Korban, please pray for me. Please excuse me of my faults. I don't know what he was hinting at, because I personally never knew any faults in him. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much, Prabhupada. Hearing from Srila Prabhupada's God brothers about the glories of Srila Prabhupada was very wonderful. And we can see how not only his followers and followers of the followers, but his contemporaries also used to praise Srila Prabhupada. They acknowledged his qualities. Thank you very much.
It was unfortunate, if I can say, it was unfortunate that there were some God brothers who were not so favorably inclined towards Srila Prabhupada for his achievements. And because of that, Srila Prabhupada instructed us to keep our distance, even though many of them were great Vaishnavas in their own right. And this O.B.L. Kapoor Prabhu was one of them. Of course, Krishnadas, Kinchana Krishnadas Babaji, and others, but somehow different misunderstandings and politics got involved. So I find this book, it helps to clarify the position of many of Prabhupada's God brothers and show that they were actually very much appreciative of what Srila Prabhupada accomplished. And that helps to soften the bruises in the Vaishnava Sangha. So I think it's important. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namne Namaste Saraswate Devi Gauravani Pracharani Nirvishesh Shunyavadi Paschyatyate Sitarene. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta-vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. I would like to thank Srila Prabhupada for so many things, especially for giving association of Srila Prabhupada himself and the senior disciples of Srila Prabhupada and the devotees. Srila Prabhupada always spoke about association. He said, like, be always with devotees, chant the holy name of the Lord, and hold my dhoti. Srila Prabhupada, I humbly request you once again to keep me intact with you forever, now and forever. There are so many things to be thankful for giving me an opportunity to speak in front of you, for giving me an opportunity to be the part of the ISKCON Desire Tree, to be the part of Hare Krishna magazine, and to be the part of ISKCON. It's all wonderful. Everything about you is, in just word, if I can summarize, is wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Please be with me always. That's what my prayer to you and SriSriRadhaRasbihari. I'm also grateful to SriSriRadhaRasbihari. Because of SriRadhaRasbihari, I happen to have darshan of Srila Prabhupada, and because of Srila Prabhupada, I keep taking darshan of SriSriRadhaRasbihari. So just keep me with you. I have certain goals to serve you. Please, I seek blessings of you, Radharasbihari, senior disciples, and all the devotees to serve you now and forever. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna. Hare Hare. Hare Rama. Hare Rama. Rama Rama. Hare Hare. It's so good to hear you all the time. You're always there. You said, I'm there in my words, I'm there in books, I'm there in chanting all the time. Thank you, Srila Prabhupada, for giving me all those things and the holy name. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Hare Krishna.
Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. Now we would like to request His Grace Harinam Prabhu.
ओके इधर बैठोगे इधर
But you can keep sitting. एक तो कुर्सी लगा देते थे ना
Hare Krishna. Let's start with prayers. Om Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimad Bhakti Vedanta Swamiti Namne Namaste Sarasada Deve Gauravani Pracharane Nirvishesha Shunyavadhi Paschata Veshatarane. So I thank you, as Grace Chakravarti Guruji, to allowing me to speak something about Srila Prabhupada. So Srila Prabhupada, we are hearing your lecture today morning. Srimad Bhagavatam 6th canto, first verse, first chapter, verse number 27. In 1975 you gave that lecture. Srila Prabhupada, you were mentioning in your lecture who is a real guru. So you were saying a guru is a servant of God. So at that moment immediately I thought that let me offer you today's offering by these words, 4-letter words as guru. So Srila Prabhupada, you are a real guru. We met a real guru in our life. You are a real guru. And I would explain just each letter as an offering to you. So first word G is that you always glorify Krishna, the greatness of Krishna. In your purport in Bhagavad-gita, verse number 10.7, you mentioned that when we understand the greatness of Krishna, actually Krishna says in that verse that once you understand my glories, it will be easy for you to surrender to me. And that was your business always, that whenever, to whoever you meet, you would glorify Krishna and you show that how great Krishna is and how insignificant we are. So that was your greatness. So G stands for glorifying Krishna or informing us the greatness of Krishna. And I want to add one more in this G is that your gratitude to your spiritual master. Whenever your disciples, we have heard from senior disciples of yours that whenever they would approach you and glorify you about your achievements, about what all you have done for the human society, you would say, it's all glories to my spiritual master. He has sent you all kindly to help me. So you always carry this mood of gratitude. Of course, in today's lecture also, morning you told that I just for your instruction I am saying that I took words of my spiritual master seriously. So next U stands for ultimate faith. So ultimate faith in words of your spiritual master and in words of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Like we had heard from senior disciples that there were some sannyasis in Gaudiya Math also there who were discussing that when Mahaprabhu says Prithvitya Jaya Nagaradigaram Sarvata Prachar Hoi Bimoranam. So there this Sarvatra or in Prithvi, they were indicating that okay, it will be only India. But it were you, Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada, who actually realized, made this possible, and actually preaching happened all over the world. Today, like almost we have more than 800 centers, and every nook and corner we have Hare Krishna, and we can read your books. Like many disciples have worked hard for this. So your ultimate faith in holy name and in Srimad Bhagavatam, and words of your spiritual master and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So next R stands for relationship. So Srila Prabhupada, you had a deep relationship with your disciples, and I would like to indicate two pastimes about this fact, that we had heard a pastime about Malti Mataji when you were traveling in train. So she was ready to jump off from the train if the attendant was not allowing him to prepare hot rice for you. And similarly, there is one more pastime where, this is Yamuna Mataji, and Malti Mataji, other is that in Mayapur she was cooking for you, but each incident you were indicating her that, okay, salt is less and something so on. So she was like little, okay, this is my last serving, and the next day she would stop. Because she has to work very hard for that preparation which she has to make, because at that time Mayapur was not so developed. She has to cross the river, Mother Ganges, and go the other side. So once the day she decided that it will be the last serving, that day your god brothers were also coming, and then you informed her that you have to prepare for her also, for them also. So then she prepared and she came before you, and then you introduced her to your disciples that she is Malvi. She can cut her throat for me, and similarly I can also cut throat for her. So she was amazed and she was shocked. Srila Prabhupada can do this much for me. Why can't I hear? And so I can move on with the service. So and she continued. And we can see, like, it's 46 years when you're like physically present with us, but then still your movement is growing and your disciples are working hard. There are so many examples. Many disciples are practically not in a good condition in their physical, but still they are working hard for you to grow your movement. So this is your glory. You have developed such a deep relationship with your disciples. And the last you is you have given the ultimate solution to the human society, and that is the chanting of the holy names, Hare Krishna Mahamantra. So there is a nice pastime about you that once in Kolkata, a news reporter came to you and he told that, Srila Prabhupada, I am sorry, I am late to your appointment because I went to one yogi who actually gave me this apple from Afghanistan. He was sitting there only and just he bought this, and this is that apple. So he was showing you that apple, and then you indicated him, oh, I'm sorry, I cannot do such magics, but I have Hare Krishna Mahamantra. When I went to West, I had only two things, that's holy name and holy fame, Hare Krishna Mahamantra and Srimad Bhagavatam. And from that Hare Krishna Mahamantra came so many devotees, and from that Hare Krishna Mahamantra came so many temples. And in that temples there are so many apples. So that's your glory, Srila Prabhupada, that you have given this ultimate solution. So I just beg you that you have spent your nights, late nights in writing these books, Srimad Bhagavatam and all your books, Chaitanya Charitamrita. So I really beg you that please empower us that we can read these books, distribute these books and make our life successful. Hare Krishna. Jai Shri Prabhupada ki Jai.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much, Harinam Prabhu, for this acronym of Guru. Now we request His Grace Tulsi-Puja Prabhu to come and give his offering. We request devotees to take care of the time also. Few minutes every devotee will get.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Thank you for giving the opportunity to glorify Srila Prabhupada. So, I was reading the offering of His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj. So, I just want to relate that and whatever I heard from my superiors for the glorification of Srila Prabhupada. So, I just want to repeat that only. So Maharaj was writing in his glorification that Prabhupada always lives. That means he always lives in his books and in instructions. So it is our duty to always carry out the orders of Srila Prabhupada. So the main instruction is that the books are the basis. So like Chakravarti Prabhuji also is telling in morning. So now Gita Marathon is started. So we have to take seriously of this upcoming, already started this marathon. And it is our fortunate that so we connected to this movement. So just think about this. So if we are not coming to this bhakti, where we will be? So miserable. So because like Bhagavad-gita says, Mama Maya Duratya. So always tossing, Maya is always tossing. So this fortune came to us by the Prabhupada. So we have to always preserve this fortune and have to also give to others also fortune. So how? By this book distribution only. So and second thing is purity is the force. So once devotees organized a Pandal program. So Prabhupada saw so much crowd gathered there. So at that moment Prabhupada said to one devotee, you see, these people are came. Why? Because I don't have lust. So this is the purity is the force. And second thing I'm listening from Chakravarti Prabhuji only, the simplicity. Just now he gave one short talk. So I was connecting to Srila Prabhupada. What it mean by simplicity? The simplicity means always depend on Krishna, the whatever situation will be. So like he's giving example of Pandavas. The Pandavas put into so much trouble. So but they always dependent on Krishna. So like Srila Prabhupada. So Srila Prabhupada is writing, so my God brothers always criticize, never gave. Also we see the struggle of Srila Prabhupada in Delhi for preaching and in India preaching, so much struggle. So but still all the movements, Srila Prabhupada always praying to Krishna and always dependent on Krishna. So if we are simple, then our chanting will be, then it will like Prabhuji is saying, it will like a knife on a butter. So it will be very smooth. So that's the thing. And the last point I want to share is that so whatever achievements Srila Prabhupada got, so what always Srila Prabhupada is always glorifying is Guru Maharaj. So for this Bhagavad-gita, that Vyavasayatmika Buddhi, so Prabhupada says the instructions of Srila Prabhupada is life and soul. So and whenever some person glorifies, Prabhupada says, whatever glory that will be, I just try to carry out the orders of my spiritual master. So in one more example, so Prabhupada saw once so much crowd gathered. So at that time, Bhagavatam class will be there. So but was there. So the Jai Radha Madhava had to be sung. But at that time, Prabhupada sang with Samsara Dava. So because he was remembering his Guru Maharaj, he's offering these prayers to his Guru Maharaj. So, and always Prabhupada says to his disciples, you are all sent by my spiritual master. Thank you. And on this moment, I just want to beg mercy so that whatever Prabhupada gave, actually Prabhupada gave everything to us. So we just have to remember this throughout our life and just try to carry out the orders. So I just want to this mercy only so that I can carry out your orders, spiritual master's orders throughout my life. Thank you, Srila Prabhupada. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Narasimha Prabhu. Now we would like to invite His Grace Murli Darshan Prabhu to come and do his offering. And after that, Srinivas Achyut Prabhu.
नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णाभिष्टाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिते नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशधारिणे. Hare Krishna. So I'm feeling very fortunate to glorify Srila Prabhupada on this auspicious occasion of disappearance day of Srila Prabhupada. So actually it's very wonderful. Like these days, these are the opportunities when we heard the glorifications and qualities of our great acharyas. So it's a time to like every day in the morning, we by chanting, by hearing Srimad Bhagavatam, we Krishnized ourselves. We absorb Krishna more and more in his pastimes. On these auspicious days, like I would say, this is a day when we Prabhupadized ourselves more and more by hearing the pastimes of Srila Prabhupada and glorification of his. So the first point I would like to mention in the glorification, like our whole life, if we consider our life, so our whole life in Krishna consciousness is centered around Prabhupada only. Because like sometimes we feel very restless. There is one video clip, very beautiful video clip, where one devotee was asking Prabhupada that I'm feeling very distressed, very restless. So Prabhupada asked, have you read my books? So he said no. So Prabhupada was very angry on him and he told him, why you are restless? Because you are not reading my books. So this is the thing that if a devotee is happy in Krishna consciousness because he is reading Prabhupada books, he is following the instructions of Srila Prabhupada, and the same principles applies us also. Like if we want to become happy, we want to become more jolly in Krishna consciousness, we need to do the same formula. We need to apply the same formula. It's about Prabhupada only, which gives us the ticket to go back home, back to Godhead. So in all and all, like he has made ISKCON, he has given us his books. So whenever we feel distressed, restless, the only solution is to go to take the Prabhupada books. So and if we see, like in all Kali Yuga, the great Acharya came for 10,000 years. It's a golden period where everyone will get a chance to go to the highest perfection, to get the highest perfection in his life, to the Golok Vrindavan. Because of whom? Because of Srila Prabhupada only. Because of his association, because of his books, because of his speech, because of his like temples he made, the process he has given to us, this is the only thing. So the point is, the Prabhupada is the center for all our activities. If this is done, then our life will be perfect. So the next thing, so this is the thing. And second thing is, Prabhupada, we can see how much connected Srila Prabhupada is to Krishna, to his Guru Parampara. Just like the one thing I was thinking a few days ago, like if we see Srila Prabhupada in India for 40 years, he's trying to preach in India, but the result was not there. But when he go to the Western world, so in the 10 years, so much preaching happened. So we can see like Srila Prabhupada is the same. Here in India, he was the same personality. His translations were the same. But in Western world, so much preaching has happened. So because he is completely dependent on Krishna. So once Srila Prabhupada was teaching Sanskrit, because there are some students who want to learn Sanskrit. So he was like teaching them Sanskrit. But after few days, he didn't acknowledge this, because क्योंकि उनका मतलब रीज़न उनका वही था, सिर्फ संस्कृत सीखना. But Prabhupada went in Western world to teach Bhagavad-gita. So they are not interested in that. Whenever Srila Prabhupada started to teach them the principles of Bhagavad-gita and Srimad Bhagavatam, talking about Krishna, so their interest was gone out. So Prabhupada left it. So you can see like how focused Srila Prabhupada was, that he only have to want to give Krishna consciousness to the world in India and in the Western world. And we can see he is completely dependent on the mercy of Lord. In the Western world, so much preaching has happened. We can see now in the current days, like so much preaching has happened in India, but that was not in the Western world. So how pure Prabhupada was, and how much faith he has. And so that is the thing. So I beg Srila Prabhupada his mercy, so that I can also take his association more and more in the form of his books and lectures, so that I can purify myself, I can make my life successful, and do the same blessings, to the same propagation of his mercy to the others. Just like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, Jivan Sarthak Kari Karo Paropkar. So please give your blessings, so that I can make my life successful, then do the same to others. Thank you so much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu. Now we would like to request His Grace Srinivasa Prabhu, and after that Prasanna Rama Prabhu.
हरे कृष्णा। तो सबसे पहले तो मैं प्रभु जी का, चक्रवर्ती प्रभु जी का धन्यवाद दूंगा कि उन्होंने मुझे मौका दिया। एक्चुअली मैं यहाँ पर बोलने के मूड से नहीं आया था, मैं तो अटेंड करने आया था। फिर प्रभु जी ने पूछा, इंस्पायर किया, तो फिर मैं सोचा कि ठीक है कुछ बोलेंगे जो भी साहस कर सके। तो मुझे कुछ क्वालिटीज़ जो प्रभुपाद जी की बहुत इंस्पायर करती हैं, मैं कुछ शेयर करना चाहूँगा जो मैंने अभी कुछ कॉन्टेम्पलेशन किया। तो एक तो है कि स्ट्रगल, अगर हम देखें प्रभुपाद जी का अगर लाइफ, तो प्रभुपाद जी का पूरा लाइफ स्ट्रगल से भरा हुआ है। चाहे हम स्टार्टिंग डेज़ की बात करें, प्रभुपाद जी 44 ईयर्स इन वेस्टर्न कंट्रीज़ में जाने से पहले 44 ईयर्स प्रभुपाद जी यहाँ स्ट्रगल किए। आज सुबह ही प्रभुपाद डिसाइपल बता रहे थे कि कैसे प्रभुपाद जी अपने शिष्य गुरुदास को लिखते हैं लेटर, जिसमें बताते हैं कि मेरे गुरु भाइयों से तीनों जगह, मतलब 3 एंगल से, डिप्रेशन, कंप्रेशन एंड संप्रेशन, तीनों कंप्रेशन, तो तीनों एंगल से मुझे प्रॉब्लम्स आ रही थी। और फिर उसके बाद हम देखते हैं कि बुक डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन के भी दौरान प्रभुपाद जी को सन स्ट्रोक होता है, बैल हिट करता है, और फिर उसके बाद स्ट्रगल होता है प्रभुपाद जी वेस्टर्न कंट्रीज़ में जाने पर। फिर बावरी में एक डेविड करके व्यक्ति मिलता है, प्रभुपाद जी सोचते हैं कि हाँ इसको अच्छा भक्त बनाएंगे, काफ़ी अच्छा कल्टीवेशन कर सकते हैं। फिर वही एक रात उठता है और प्रभुपाद जी के पीछे उनको चाकू से मारने के लिए दौड़ता है। फिर प्रभुपाद जी वहाँ से भागते हैं, फिर पहुँचते हैं। तो इस तरह हम देख सकते हैं कि बहुत स्ट्रगल से भरा हुआ है। एक बार तमाल कृष्ण गोस्वामी महाराज बोलते हैं कि इट्स वेरी डिफ़िकल्ट टू लिव हियर। प्रभुपाद जी बस एक ही सेंटेंस बोलते हैं कि डोंट यू वांट टू बी प्यूरिफाइड। तो अगर हमको इससे सीख सकते हैं कि अगर हमको प्यूरिफाई होना है तो हमें तपस्या तो लेना पड़ेगा। गिरिराज स्वामी महाराज भी जब यहाँ पर मतलब मैनेज कर रहे थे टेंपल में, तो स्टार्टिंग में तो काफ़ी डिफ़िकल्टीज़ था। तो डिफ़िकल्टीज़ तो आएगा ही आएगा, क्योंकि अगर किसी को बोला जाए स्ट्रगल करना, तो अगर स्ट्रगल छोड़ने के लिए बस हमें कुछ नहीं करना है, एक मैसेज लिख देना है कि आई वॉन्ट टू रिज़ाइन फॉर इट, तो उसमें ज़्यादा समय नहीं लगता, बहुत मिनटों का काम है छोड़ना चीज़ को। पर उसमें लगे रहना वो कृष्ण को बहुत ज़्यादा प्रसन्न करता है, और उसी में ही हमारा प्यूरिफिकेशन है। कई बार हम देखते हैं कि कुछ भी करते हैं पर उसमें बहुत डिफ़िकल्टीज़ आता है, तो छोड़ना में कुछ नहीं रखा, तुरंत छोड़ सकते हैं। पर उस चीज़ में लगे रहेंगे, ये देखते हैं कि हाँ कृष्ण के प्लेजर के लिए कर रहे हैं, गुरु का आदेश है, तो वो कृष्ण को बहुत प्लीज़ करता है और उससे तेज़ी से प्यूरिफिकेशन होता है। तो इसलिए अगर हम भौतिक यहाँ संसार में रह रहे हैं तो ऐसा नहीं सोच सकते कि भक्ति जुड़ गए तो अभी कुछ नहीं आएगा, कोई दिक्कत नहीं आएगा। प्रॉब्लम्स तो रहेगी, बाहर वाले लोग भी स्ट्रगल कर रहे हैं पर हम भी स्ट्रगल कर रहे हैं, पर डिफरेंस क्या आता है, बाहर वालों को जो स्ट्रगल है वो उनको स्ट्रगल में ही ले जाएगा, पर जो हमारा स्ट्रगल है वो धीरे धीरे प्यूरिफिकेशन की ओर ले जाएगा, और वही कृष्ण को प्लीज़ करेगा, गुरु को प्लीज़ करेगा, फिर उनकी मर्सी हमें मिलेगी, पर हम धीरे धीरे फिर उस स्टेज में पहुँच पाएंगे। एक तो कोई स्ट्रगल पॉइंट जो काफ़ी मेरे को इंस्पायर करता है, दूसरा कि कल्टीवेशन का हम देख सकते हैं, जैसे मैं यूथ प्रीचिंग में भी सेवा किया हूँ कुछ, तो एक यूथ को कल्टीवेट करने के लिए कितना स्ट्रगल होता है, उसको पूरे स्ट्रेटजीज़ बनाना होता है। इस टाइम में उसको वीक में 2 बार उसको अप्रोच करना है, फिर उसको ऐसे कैंप में लाएंगे 6 महीने, फिर 7 महीने, फिर साल का विंटर कैंप, इस तरह करके बहुत प्लानिंग होता है। पर हम देखते हैं प्रभुपाद जी ने 10,000 मतलब डिसाइपल्स बनाए, लोगों को कल्टीवेट किया, तो कितने मतलब डिफ़िकल्टी है एक स्टंट करने में, एक स्टंट को प्रीच करने में कितना डिफ़िकल्टी है। और प्रभुपाद जी कैसे मैनेज कर रहे थे उस टाइम, जिस टाइम ना उतना टेक्नोलॉजी था, व्हाट्सएप पे जैसे हम बात करते हैं आज के टाइम में उसी से प्रीचिंग करते हैं। तो ये कल्टीवेशन जो है प्रभुपाद जी ने कितने अच्छे से मैनेज किया, लोगों को संभाल के रखा, सेंटर्स इतने मैनेज किए, तो एक बहुत इंस्पायरिंग पॉइंट है मेरे लिए। तो आज के दिन ऑस्पिशियस डे में बस प्रभुपाद जी से यही करूँगा कि प्रार्थना करूँगा कि शक्ति दीजिए मुझे ताकि तपस्या कर सके, क्योंकि कई बार होता है कि तपस्या आती है तो थोड़ा मन पीछे होता है, पर अगर कृपा मिलेगी आज के ऑस्पिशियस डे में तो हम फिर उस स्ट्रगल को करते करते सेवा में लगे रहेंगे और अपना जीवन सार्थक कर सकते हैं। हरे कृष्णा। तो मैं इन्हीं वचनों से विराम दूँगा। हरे कृष्ण।
हरे कृष्ण। बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद प्रभु। अभी हम 5 मिनट को बुलाएंगे और ये प्रोग्राम 9 बजे तक रहेगा, तो भक्तों से रिक्वेस्ट है कि 2 मिनट तक स्पीच अपना डिस्ट्रिक्ट रखें, और 9 बजे के बाद जाते जाते यहाँ से आपको एक कूपन मिलेगा और वृंदावन हॉल में सभी भक्तों के लिए प्रसाद रहेगा।
हरे कृष्णा। Firstly, I'll start with thanking Srila Prabhupada. When I was at my lowest in my life, in distress, one of the 4 classes, How People Approach Krishna, your book, Srila Prabhupada, Science of Self-Realization, came to my room, gifted from my parents, who got it from one of my grandparents. So I started reading your book, and I didn't know anything about Krishna consciousness, or I didn't know about any of the preachings. And there's a higher status, higher life, there's spirit, there's soul, there is body, none of this. I started reading, the entire book has a lot of interviews with your grace, and I started imagining how you would be like. And I glorified you in my mind, because I didn't know, I didn't see your lectures, I didn't even try to check Google or anything to see your videos. But the image in my mind was so strong of you that after I saw your videos, that was comparison, that was nothing. Because Srila Prabhupada, you have helped me, and in so many ways you have transformed me, and you have shown me the truth. And I pray Srila Prabhupada that your mercy, I follow your regulative principles, I follow the chanting 16 rounds, and I read your books. They are the strongest tool. I've never come across anything like that ever before. It's opened my mind, and I read your books, I hear your voice every day, That's one of the blessings I have. I open my phone, I have apps. ISKCON is a great place to grow spiritually. Thank you, Srila Prabhupada. Prabhupada ki jai.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Harinam. Now we request His Grace Prasanna Prabhu to come and give His offering to Srila Prabhupada.
नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्ण पृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी विशालान्य विशेष Hare Krishna. So Srila Prabhupada, as Chaitanya Bhagavat says that Senapati Bhakta of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's army. So as we see in Bhagavad-gita, Krishna says to all the living entities that Ma Sucha, please don't worry. But then how we see pure devotees of Krishna, what are their feelings towards Krishna, that Haridas Thakur is saying, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, please don't worry. They're saying to Krishna, Krishna, you don't worry, because Krishna has this burning heart. His heart is bleeding that all his dear living entities, they are in the material world rotting in the toilet. And then the pure devotees of Krishna, they also have this bleeding heart, that they also want the devotees of, they also want the living entities to come to Krishna. So such is our Srila Prabhupada. So their heart is bleeding always. So he has such a process he has created that we can see Phalena Parichayate. This is ISKCON movement that Prabhupada has started. So anyone who gets connected to ISKCON, on even like parents, we can see when parents hear that his child is going to ISKCON temple, any temple they go, it's not a problem. But if they hear that they are going to ISKCON temple, then they get afraid. Like today itself, I got one boy, and he was saying that they are Buddhist, and then their parents are very worried because he likes to come to ISKCON Juhu. So we can see from the result that just by getting connected to ISKCON temple, just by connecting to any of Prabhupada's representatives, a person's life gets changed and he becomes a devotee of Krishna. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki.
Thank you, Prasanna Prabhu. Now we would like to request Dr. Suraj Prabhu to please come and give his offering.
Hare Krishna. So I'll just share a few of the pastimes of Srila Prabhupada's disciple, because that is from where I draw inspiration from. So first would be like how humble was Srila Prabhupada. Usually I see in my own life when I'm assigned some services, my pride tends to get a bit higher. Not a bit, like it's quite high. So this was shared by Prithu Prabhu in one of his interviews, and he was telling, there was one university program wherein Srila Prabhupada was giving lecture, and he was explaining about the 4 classes, Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya and Shudra. So after this particular program, what happened, since Srila Prabhupada was sitting on a high raised platform, which is Vyasasana, and wearing garland, and this was in Germany, university in Germany, and there was this one student, the university, it was very well known, and all the scholastic people were present there. So when there was time for question, there were many hands raised, but there was this one guy who was sitting right next to Prithu Prabhu, kind of asked Prabhupada whom to give the opportunity, and Prabhupada said, let him say. And the moment he kind of took over the mic, he actually started blasting, as Srila Prabhupada. He was blaspheming like anything, and he was telling, you're sitting on the asan, and that's why you're thinking you're the highest class, the Brahmana man, and you're just explaining, and by your explanation it looks like we are Shudras, or even below that is Mlechas. Then Srila Prabhupada was, quite for, he let him finish everything, and Prithu Prabhu was saying that, I was just waiting for Srila Prabhupada's signal, because in Germany, the devotees or the people, German people are like they're ready to tear off. So he was telling, I was just ready. Once Srila Prabhupada signals, I would have just teared off that particular, person. But then Srila Prabhupada said, actually, I'm the 5th class because I'm serving all the 4 classes. I'm serving all the 4 classes. And Prabhupada was telling, because I was personally present there, I saw Srila Prabhupada's lips, they were quivering, kind of, the kampan which we say. So they were not coming off, very intellectual answer. This was humility coming down from personal realization. The same thing goes, how Prabhupada simplifies this. So this was shared by Sachinandan Maharaj. So he was telling, his father, he was very intellectual, and he questioned Srila Prabhupada, that you brought a religion which is foreign into this particular country, where it won't be able to survive. Just like you bring a crocodile from somewhere and you leave him in a Antarctic place where the water is freezing. So how will that crocodile survive? It's not possible for it. So Srila Prabhupada just heard the question and immediately answered, it's possible for one to become a devotee by wearing shirt and pant also. And Sachinandan Maharaj's father was well satisfied because he expected, it's such a complex question. But this complex question was answered by only a single statement. How it can be, kind of bhakti can be practiced by anyone who's wearing shirt and pant or coat like that. It's so simple. This will be the last which I would be sharing because this touched me the most. Because the thing is that this was back in the days of Mayapur, early days of Mayapur, and Malti Mataji used to cook for Srila Prabhupada. And every time she used to cook and take something to Srila Prabhupada always used to, correct her. This is not right, this is not, this is something which needs improvement. And she was like, I was just ready. I was just, ready to give up the service, but somehow I just kept going because my whole day used to go in that. First of all, you have to get the ingredients for which you have to cross, now the whole area. Then you go outside, buy or purchase vegetables. For that, you'll have to take kind of, so much hardship because you have to bargain. Usually when they see foreigners, they raise the price. And whole day she was, kind of thinking, and after doing so much effort or after giving so much effort, she was always kind of chastised. So one day what happened was Srila Prabhupada had some of his god brothers visiting. So as they came, what happened was Srila Prabhupada said, now that was the day actually when Mataji was kind of fed up and she was telling, today I'm going to tell you, Prabhupada, this is the final day I'm cooking. There are so many good cooks, let them cook for you, for me anyhow I'm not able to serve you to my best. So please relieve me. And at the same time, someone came and said, Srila Prabhupada said his god brothers are visiting. Kindly, you prepare something for them. And then she prepared something and she entered. But the thing is, she had her pallu right in front of her. She wasn't able to see. And her whole hand was shaking while she was taking the preparations. Somehow she managed to she offered obeisances. And then Srila Prabhupada said, that this lady, every time she cooks, I criticize her. But the love which we have got, it's something that, I would slit my throat for her if required, and she'll do the same if required. So that was the level of, kind of how much Prabhupada loved, how much his disciple learned. Mataji was just kind. So these are some things which I was able to recall, and I kind of beg Srila Prabhupada to make me capable, because the mercy is already there. We are having this, but we are in this moment. That means it's not like without mercy we are over here. We don't have that much strength. But the thing is, we need guidance to utilize that strength. And I beg Srila Prabhupada and all the seniors who are in his moment to guide people like us, everyone practically. But if not everyone, if they are capable, I at least beg that, I receive guidance from them in some way or another. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Suresh. Now we request Sadar Prabhu, who is offering.
हरे कृष्णा। तो मैं पहले तो धन्यवाद देना चाहूँगा चक्रवर्ती प्रभु जी का कि मुझे यहाँ पे मौका दिया कुछ बोलने का। वैसे तो मेरी क्षमता नहीं है कि मैं कुछ बोल पाऊँ यहाँ पे बैठ के सब आप लोग के सामने। वैसे तो आप लोग सब जानते हैं प्रभुपाद जी के बारे में, मेरे से ज़्यादा जानते हैं। मैं कुछ शेयर करना चाहूँगा पर्सनल लाइफ से। तो जैसे हम जीते हैं, तो एक बुद्धिस्ट फैमिली में मेरा जन्म हुआ, तो हम नहीं जानते थे कि भगवान कौन है और क्या है। हम जी रहे थे वैसे जैसे सब लोग जीते हैं और खुद की इंद्रिय तृप्ति कर रहे थे, ये सब बाद में पता चला। लेकिन एक समय आया जब हमें नहीं समझ रहा था कि लाइफ में करना क्या है। बहुत सारा दुख मिल रहा था, सुख के पीछे भाग रहे थे लेकिन सुख नहीं मिल रहा था। तो इसमें हुआ क्या कि घर वालों का साथ नहीं मिला और इतना दुख मिला कि फिर जैसे सब लोग मुड़ते हैं, जैसे प्रभुपाद जी बोलते हैं बुक्स में कि इंटॉक्सिकेशन की तरफ मुड़ते हैं, तो हम मुड़ गए इंटॉक्सिकेशन की तरफ। और इंटॉक्सिकेशन इतना ज़्यादा हो गया, मतलब सब कुछ कर लिया, ऐसे है क्या नहीं बचा था करने के लिए, सब कुछ ट्राई कर लिया। लेकिन उसमें भी ऐसा होता था कि वो जैसे वो नशा कम हो जाता था तो दुख और बढ़ जाता था, क्योंकि नॉर्मल हो जाते थे ना, तो पता चलता था अरे दुख हो रहा है तो और इंटॉक्सिकेशन करो, ऐसे स्थिति हो गया था। तो ऐसी स्थिति में फिर एक मोड़ आया जब मैंने डिसाइड किया कि नहीं ये सब नहीं करने हैं हमेशा, और फिर फर्म डिसीजन लिया। तब हुआ ये कि लॉकडाउन चल रहा था, पता नहीं था क्या करना है क्या नहीं करना है, तो कुछ मैंने और बुक्स पढ़ना चालू किया, जैसे कि कुरान पढ़ा, बाइबल पढ़ा। तो इसमें जैसे शुरू किया पढ़ना तो कुछ क्लियर नहीं हुआ अंडरस्टैंडिंग। लेकिन यूट्यूब पे गया तो जैसे मैं कुरान का एक वीडियो देख रहा था, मैंने देखा कि नीचे एक प्रभुपाद जी का वीडियो था, तो मुझे नहीं पता था वो कौन सा है, और वो नेक्स्ट वीडियो वही प्ले हुआ। और जैसे वो वीडियो प्ले हुआ ना, तो मुझे कुछ चीज़ें समझ में आई जो प्रभुपाद जी बोल रहे, तो शायद कुछ मुझे लगा कि ये भी ट्राई करना चाहिए। और तब मैंने सुना पहली बार शब्द भगवद-गीता मेरे लाइफ में। मैंने नहीं सुना था, गीता मैंने सुना था भगवान से, लेकिन मेरे दोस्तों से, लेकिन भगवद-गीता ऐसे मैंने पहली बार सुना था मैं जब लाइक 29 ईयर्स का था, 28 ईयर्स का। तो ये मैंने पहली बार सुना, तो तभी लॉकडाउन चल रहा था, पता नहीं था भगवद-गीता कहाँ मिलती है कहाँ क्या नहीं, ISKCON के बारे में तो कुछ पता ही नहीं था। तो मैंने गूगल पे सर्च किया तो मुझे दिल्ली के बारे में बताया, जो माया आश्रय करके उनका वेबसाइट है, तो वहाँ से मंगाया। तो मुझे 17 दिन के बाद भगवद-गीता आया मेरे पास, और 17 दिन आया लगा क्योंकि लॉकडाउन चल रहा, तो मैंने पढ़ा। तो पहली बार में मेरे को बहुत कुछ चीज़ें समझ में आ गई। और प्रभुपाद जी 2-3 वर्ष में भी बोले हरे कृष्ण महामंत्र जप करना चाहिए, कृष्णा कॉन्शियसनेस के बारे में पता चला। तो मैं मोबाइल पे, क्योंकि घर वाले मना करेंगे इसलिए मोबाइल पे 16 राउंड्स मैंने चालू कर दिए फटाफट, ऐसे हुआ। और मैं वेट कर रहा था कि और कुछ जानूँ। तो प्रभुपाद जी के एक लेक्चर में प्रभुपाद जी ISKCON मेंशन किए और कृष्णा कॉन्शियसनेस और टेम्पल में आना चाहिए, बहुत सारा चीज़ें बताए। तो कुछ समझा नहीं, लेकिन ये समझ गया कि टेम्पल है। तो मैंने गूगल पे सर्च किया तो मुझे राधा रास बिहारी मंदिर पता चला। तो मैं ऐसा था कि अरे राधा रास बिहारी मतलब ये यूपी वाले होंगे, ऐसे कुछ होगा। तो इसलिए मैं आना नहीं चाहता था कि ये नाम मुझे अलग लग रहा था, क्योंकि हमको सिखाया है वैसे घर वालों ने कि ये सब नहीं करना है। तो फिर भी मैं ट्राई किया आने का। तो लॉकडाउन की वजह से मैं नहीं आ पाया, मुझे एंट्री नहीं मिला। फिर भी मैं प्रभुपाद जी से बहुत बेग किया कि प्रभुपाद जी मतलब अभी कहीं लाइफ सुधर रहे हैं, तो रिक्वेस्ट कर रहा था। तो फिर 2-3 बार आने के बाद फाइनली मुझे एंट्री मिला। तो जैसे ही मैं अंदर आया तो मैं देखा कि भगवान है, लेकिन भगवान का जो नज़र है मतलब हम भी देखेंगे तो हमेशा प्रभुपाद जी के ऊपर ही रहता है। तो मैंने देखा कि भगवान कहाँ देख रहे थे, तो मैं देखा प्रभुपाद जी, और मैं प्रभुपाद जी को देख कर रोने लगे। तो ऐसे हुआ था कि लाइक अलग से कनेक्शन है प्रभुपाद जी के साथ। उन्होंने जितना भी मतलब सिखाया है सब बुक्स से सिखाया है, एज अ पर्सन है वो बुक में। तो उसके बाद फिर मुझे एक भक्त मिले थे, तो उन्होंने पहले दिन ही मुझे माला दी थी, और उन्होंने मुझे सामने से बोला था कि आप 16 माला करते हो, मुझे देख के बोला था। तो मैंने बोला हाँ, लेकिन मैंने उनको पूछा कि आपको कैसे पता है, तो बोले मुझे नहीं पता, मैंने ऐसे ही बोल दिया। मतलब ये कोइंसिडेंस हो गया कि उन्होंने बोल दिया डायरेक्टली कि आप 16 माला करते हो। तो उन्होंने फीडबैक लेके दिया था मुझे, तो मैं जप करने लग गया था ऐसे। उसके बाद मैंने कभी पीछे नहीं देखा है लाइफ में। बहुत सारा टेंशन था, बहुत सारा लोन था, क्योंकि इंटॉक्सिकेशन की वजह से लोन हो गया था, तो लोगों को पैसे देने थे। तो 2 साल मैंने जॉब करके भक्ति प्रयास किया करने का, और अभी लोन वगैरह सब प्रभुपाद जी की कृपा से चुक गया है, मतलब ख़त्म हो गया है। और मैं प्रयास कर रहा हूँ सेवा करने का, और ये सब मैं समझता हूँ कि प्रभुपाद जी की कृपा हुई है। क्योंकि बहुत सारा हम देखते हैं कि किसी को कोई भक्त कल्टीवेट करते हैं, उनको पकड़ते हैं, उनको बोलते हैं कि आप हमारे लेक्चर्स आओ, लेकिन मेरे साथ ऐसा नहीं हुआ है। तो मैं ये स्पेशल मर्सी मानता हूँ प्रभुपाद जी की मेरे ऊपर, और मेरे में नहीं क्षमता कि मैं सेवा करूँ। मैं बहुत पतित बोलते हैं ना, उससे भी पतित हूँ, बहुत कुछ करके आया हूँ, ये पर्सनल जानता हूँ, पर्सनल लेवल पे। तो प्रभुपाद जी से मैं यही भीख मांगता हूँ प्रभुपाद जी से कि मेरे में उतना बल दें कि मैं और अच्छे से सेवा कर पाऊँ और कुछ कर पाऊँ ज़िंदगी में। यही मेरी उम्मीद है, और जितने भी यहाँ पे सब बैठे हैं वो उनसे भी मैं रिक्वेस्ट करता हूँ कि मेरे लिए कुछ प्रे करिए। हरे कृष्ण, थैंक यू सो मच।
सो बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। ये 46वां तिरुभाव महोत्सव हमने मनाया। तो कई हजारों सालों तक प्रभुपाद जी का आविर्भाव और तिरुभाव इस संसार में मनाया जाएगा, दिवस हम मनाएंगे। लेकिन हमें श्री प्रभुपाद के उपदेशों को, उनके आदेशों को लेके आगे भी बढ़ना है। तो हमको प्रभुपाद जी के इन उपदेशों और आदेशों को भी लेके आगे बढ़ना है। उससे क्या होगा कि जितने बार हम प्रभुपाद जी का आविर्भाव या तिरुभाव महोत्सव के लिए आते हैं तो हमें अपने आप को रिकमिट करना चाहिए। जैसे आप सीढ़ी चढ़ते हैं तो आप एक सीढ़ी चढ़ते हैं, फिर दूसरा सीढ़ी चढ़ते हैं, तीसरा सीढ़ी चढ़ते हैं, ऊपर भी बढ़ रहे हैं ना। आप अगर एक सीढ़ी चढ़ के फिर वापस चले जाते हैं तो आप ऊपर नहीं बढ़ते हैं। तो अभी हमने तिरुभाव दिवस हम प्रभुपाद को रिकमिट कर सकते हैं कि प्रभुपाद जी आपने मुझे इतना दिया, मैंने आपके लिए क्या किया, पूछना चाहिए। तो हमें कुछ कमिटमेंट करना चाहिए कि ठीक है अभी मैराथन आ रहा है, मैं इतना आपके लिए सेवा करूँगा। और फिर कुछ महीनों बाद आ जाएगा प्रभुपाद जी का आविर्भाव दिवस, फिर देखेंगे हमने जो कमिटमेंट दिया वो कमिटमेंट किया कि नहीं। वो कमिटमेंट पूरा नहीं हुआ तो क्यों नहीं हुआ, पूरा हुआ तो क्या हमारी चेतना आगे बढ़ी कि नहीं बढ़ी। ये होता है रिकमिटिंग आवर सेल्फ अगेन एंड अगेन। तो बारंबार हम जब रिकमिट करते रहेंगे अपने आप को, तब हमें उसका लाभ होगा। नहीं तो हम आ रहे हैं, ठीक है प्रभुपाद जी का कृपा तो मिल रहा है, लेकिन जो प्रभुपाद जी चाहते हैं हम वो नहीं कर पा रहे हैं। तो इसलिए हमें लाभ तब पूर्ण होगा प्रभुपाद जी की कृपा का जब हम अपने आप को बारंबार उस प्रोसेस में रिकमिट करेंगे, है ना। जो प्रभुपाद ने आदेश दिए हैं बारंबार उसको याद करेंगे और उसमें आगे बढ़ने का प्रयास करेंगे। हरे कृष्ण। श्रील प्रभुपाद की हिज डिवाइन ग्रेस अभय चरणारविंद भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी श्रील प्रभुपाद की, श्रील प्रभुपाद तिरुभाव महा महोत्सव की। तो आप सभी के लिए प्रसाद है, कूपन बाहर से लेके आप लोग वृंदावन हॉल में जा सकते हैं। वृंदावन हॉल में सभी के लिए प्रसाद उपलब्ध है। हरे कृष्ण। अब भूलिए मत, मैराथन आ रहा है।